Good morning, Browick Court School. What are you going to do today? Learn, enjoy, succeed. It's assembly time. It's Tuesday, the 5th of May. And today we're going to start a selection of assemblies about a really important topic called VE Day, which is on Friday. And so Friday is going to be a bank holiday, and that isn't usual. They moved the bank holiday to the day of VE Day so that we could celebrate that as a country all together. But I bet loads of you don't actually know what VE Day is, so don't worry. We've got lots of information to help you to find out about it. But first of all, before we get on to that very important part of assembly, we've got some birthdays to celebrate, and we've got 3 birthdays today. So happy birthday to Thomas, happy birthday to Geoffrey, and happy birthday to Rissith. We hope you have a really lovely day. We're going to sing to you, and I'm sure that lots of other people will be singing to you today as well. All right, join in if you're at home, please. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Thomas and Geoffrey and Rissith. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, guys. Have an awesome day. Luckily for you, it's a school day. Always my favourite kind of birthday for sure. So we're going to learn all about VE Day now. VE Day was on the 8th of May 1945, so really quite a long time ago. So it's on Friday, it'll be the 8th of May 2020. So who can work that out? Who's got quick enough maths to be able to tell us how many years ago VE Day was? Okay, well done if you managed to work it out. So VE Day was 75 years ago. So on Friday, we're going to be celebrating the 75th anniversary of VE Day. And do you know what the VE stands for? It stands for Victory in Europe. So VE Day was the end of the Second World War. So there have been 2 world wars, and the reason they're called world wars is because essentially everybody in the whole world was fighting. And in the Second World War, that finished in 1945, it finished on the 8th of May, and luckily England were on the side that won the war. So not only was the war over, but Victory in Europe Day celebrated the fact that they had won. So the made things really, really hard for people in lots of different ways. It went on for 6 years. Lots and lots of people had to go off and fight. Lots of people were killed. Lots of things were different for people who were living at home during the war. Some of the children had to be evacuated, which meant that they didn't live with their own families. They were sent off to live with a different family in a place that might be safer if they lived in a big town or city that was getting bombed lots of times. A lot of women previously hadn't actually been out to work, but had to take on a lot of the jobs that the men were doing who'd gone off to fight for their country. So the World War really turned lots and lots of things on their heads and made life very difficult for people. So the fact that it was over was a really huge thing to celebrate for people all over the world, but definitely we're going to talk about people who lived in England in particular. So these slides have been put together by the Royal British Legion. These are the people who organised Poppy Day to support and to help and to celebrate all of the people who worked in the armed forces and look after our country now, and who have done that previously as well. So thank you to them for these slides that they've shared for schools to use. So have a look at this picture here. I hope that you can see it. I've darkened the room as much as I can for you. So this is a picture of a celebration from VE Day. Let me see if I can bring the camera a little bit closer actually, so that you can see the picture. Oh, there we go. That's better, isn't it? All right, so have a look at that picture. So how do you think the people in the picture were feeling? They do look quite happy, don't they? But I think they would have been more than happy. They'd have been so relieved and really pleased that the war was over and that life might start to return to normal. And more than anything, that they would have been safe, because I bet they didn't feel very safe during the war while all the bombs were going off and so many people were being killed all the time. There's another good question on here. Who's missing from the picture? Who isn't in that picture? Have a look. Can you see that it's all women and children, look, or more or less? Yeah, totally, all women and children. So all the men had to go off and fight. And actually, in World War I and World War II, it was only really the men who went off to fight. The women stayed at home to look after the children and to work in the factories and on the farms and things like that. So even though the war's finished, actually, all the men haven't been able to come home yet from where they were. Okay. So here we are, look, VE Day in Kenya. So this is in a different country. Many people attended Thanksgiving services on VE Day. So have a look at all of those soldiers. Can you see them? They're all lined up really smartly in their uniform, in their rows, look. And it says, what do you think they're being thanked for? So those soldiers would have been thanked for the huge service that they did to their country, that they would have moved away from their homes, they'd have left their families, they'd have put their lives at risk because loads and loads and loads of people died during the war. We'll look at some figures in a minute. So of those people who survived it, there was an awful lot to thank them for. People were really grateful. And what do we have to be grateful to the Second World War generation for today? Well, that's a really interesting question, and during this week we're going to learn lots about VE Day, so we might come back to that question as well a bit later in the week, but perhaps you could have a think about what you know already. And this is also a great topic because 75 years ago there might be some people in your family who were still alive during World War II and are still alive now that you could go off and ask and talk to about it. Or maybe if there isn't anybody who's alive, somebody left in your family might remember somebody who maybe their grandma or granddad or mum or dad who've told them all about what happened to them during the war. They might be able to pass that information on to you. Okay, so do you know who this guy is? This is Winston Churchill, and he was Prime Minister through World War II. And this is one of the many famous quotes that he said. Hostilities will end officially at 1 minute after midnight tonight, but in the interest of saving lives, the ceasefire began yesterday to be sounded all along the front, and our dear Channel Islands are also to be freed today. So, how do you think people felt hearing those words? So 6 years of people being killed and bombing and fighting going on. They'd have been so unbelievably relieved, wouldn't they? And happy and grateful that everything had finished. And also feeling fairly victorious, of course, I suppose, if they were English, that actually they had the outcome that they wanted and they won the war. And loads of people celebrated in lots and lots and lots of different ways. So there'd have been crowds of people out in the streets. There's a marching band there. People would have had street parties. All kinds of different things would have happened to celebrate. So triumph and sorrow on VE Day. Let us turn our thoughts on this day of triumph and sorrow. So why do you think Winston Churchill talks about both triumph and sorrow at the end of the Second World War? Well, have a look at this quote, look underneath. So it says triumph, a great victory or achievement. So actually something really good has happened, hasn't it? Because the war is finished and the war has been won. But actually sorrow, a feeling of great sadness, because they have to think about all of those people who had to sacrifice their lives for that outcome. Okay, so this is King George. Let us remember those who will not come back. Let us remember the men in all the services and the women in all the services who have laid down their lives. We have come to end of our tribulation, and they are not with us at the moment of our rejoicing. So things like VE Day are a really important time, not only to celebrate the fact that the war finished, but also to think about and remember all of those people who sacrificed themselves in order to have such a good outcome. There's some pretty amazing figures on here. Millions of people lost their lives. 18 million service personnel were killed. So service personnel are people who would have been in the army or the air force or the RAF or the navy and directly out fighting for their country. 18 million of them died. 45 million civilians were killed, and it tells you down here, look, a civilian is a person who served on the home front, so people who stayed at home but still helped with the war effort. 45 million of them were killed. and 67,000 were killed in air raids in the UK. So when the bombs flew over, some people were killed if bombs were dropped on their houses or their places of work. So 67,000 people were killed. And just as a point of comparison, I've got a figure here of how many people have been killed in England from coronavirus, which is obviously a terrible thing that's happening in our country at the moment. I'm recording this on the 29th of April, so the figures will have gone up slightly by next week when you watch the assembly. As of today, 21,678 people have died of coronavirus. So that is less than a third of the people killed in air raids during the war. And look, it's into the millions for civilians and into the millions for service personnel. So that probably gives you a bit of an idea about what an important thing VE Day was to mark the end of the Second World War, because the war had a far greater impact on our country than coronavirus has done, for sure. So then it gives some stories of some people who lived through the war. This is Geoffrey Hathor's story, a prisoner of war. Geoffrey was 16 years old when the war started. In 1941, aged 18, he enlisted in the RAF, so he was really young, wasn't he? 3 years later, when he was flying over Germany, his plane was shot down. He survived but was captured and spent the next year in a prisoner of war camp. One morning in 1945, an American jeep came to the camp and the soldiers were told they would be freed. They were flown back home and Geoffrey was treated in hospital for many injuries. So imagine how he would have felt when the war finished. He spent an entire year as a prisoner and then time before that living through the war and fighting in it. So imagine how pleased he would have been to hear about the end of the war and to be able to celebrate VE Day. Geoffrey felt scared about returning home. He dreaded having to face big celebrity banners and large crowds of people. He found coming home difficult. So much had changed. His family couldn't understand what he'd been through, and he had no idea what they had suffered during the air raids. And this is what he says: "I don't think anybody who has been a prisoner of war has ever become normal again. You can't go through an experience like that and be the same again." And World War II is an amazing history topic that you won't have studied yet, but you will do. You might do it in year 6 in a little bit of detail. You'll definitely do it when you get to secondary school. It's absolutely fascinating. It's sad to hear about all of the things that happened, but it's really interesting to hear about the stories of some of the things that went on during the war and some of the experiences that people had. So, on the 75th anniversary of VE Day, let us give thanks to the Second World War generation for protecting the freedoms, democracy and ways of life that we enjoy today. Remember the bravery, service and sacrifice of the British and Commonwealth Armed Forces who fought in the war, those who lost their lives, those who were still trying to get home, and those who didn't have a home to return to. Remember those who contributed to the war effort, including emergency services, families and civilians. So lots to be grateful for, lots and lots and lots of things to celebrate this week. We've got a few different ways that we're going to do that with you this week at school. So we've got a really lovely set of assemblies happening this week. Make sure you tune into every single one, because I think you'll find them really fascinating and you'll learn lots. You might find it something you want to go off and learn a little bit more about afterwards. That sometimes happens, doesn't it? And we've got a storybook ready for you that is a fictional book but is set in World War II, and that can actually be a great way of learning a little bit more about what it would have been like. So it's called The Amazing Story of Adolphus Tips, and it's by a wonderful author called Michael Morpurgo, and it's been split up into sections, and the first section airs today, so please make sure you do have a listen to that. I think some of the children who normally have a look at the picture books could also manage some of that as well, because it's not too complicated, and we've made sure we chose a book that teaches you lots but also isn't too sad, so that would be a good one to choose from to have a look at. So we'll have some really great assemblies this week about VE Day. We won't see you on Friday because that will be our bank holiday, and we'll do our celebration assembly on Monday. Okay, have a good day.